We're live. Okay. Hello, welcome. Hello. It has been a while. It has been almost 3 weeks since we've played the Tomb of Annihilation. It's been a while. And it has been even longer since we've been live on Twitch. Hi, Twitch. Let's hope my bandwidth survives and that Roll20 isn't laggy. It usually is anyway, so I'm probably not going to get away with anything until I get a super internet upgrade. But, yeah, we're back to hopefully doing these live from now on, because that shit's fun. Very, very cool. Well, if we are all ready to delve back into the world of Tomb of Annihilation, back into the sphere that we call Toril, into the land of Faerun, the continent of Chult, and the forgotten city of Omu. We see our camera as it delves in very similarly to how it has in the past, the clouds separating on either side, the map of the world appearing very Game of Thrones style, the inky sort of drawn illustration slowly turning to reality as we delve further and further in. And as we do that, we begin to see the scenes of our party as our camera dips down and into the earth, capturing each sort of shot of the previous scenes of our party of adventurers. Where were our heroes the last time we saw them? Our party had just sealed the deal with Fenthaza, new lord of the Fane of the Night Serpent, securing the safety of their imprisoned friends, Artis and Dragonbait, in exchange for being able to leave the tomb and its denizens in peace, their tyrant leader now slain by your hand, Rossin C. Our party, not one to look a gift horse in the mouth, left the Fane of the Night Serpent behind them. 2 old allies and 1 puzzle cube richer than they were when they entered. After meeting back up with Victor outside the ruined palace, recovering Artis by placing the ring once more upon his finger, a little bit of a tense moment whether or not the ring would corrupt Freesia before she placed the ring back upon the finger of her father, and reuniting a daughter and a father. Our party learned of our old friend's travels and the destination that he now wishes to reach. Our party then took to a high-rise ruin to rest for the night and contemplate their next steps. Torn between 2 destinies, a heavy choice has presented itself to Freesia, our fun-loving bard, and this time may be crucial for her to make that big decision. Will she go with her father, or will she stay with the party? Destiny pulls her on either side. A discussion was then had with Victor in the high rise, revealing the Red Wizard's plans to murder the party and take the remaining puzzle cubes. He then also revealed his turncoat against that plan in favor of the party, and wished to enact a new plan to act against the traitorous mages and rid them himself and you as well of the Red Wizard's darkened presence. And that is where we last left off, as our party made the decision, after much discussion, of deciding to rest, to sleep, worn from their travels down below the earth, their dealings with the Yuan-Ti, Rossin C, and the Fane of the Night Serpent. Our party made the very intelligent decision to take a full night's rest. Wait out the day, sleep, return to the Red Wizards in the morning with a plan and ready to go. And before that rest even happened, we decided to slow things down and focus in on this night. And we cut off just before then. So let's shift around our soundboard here to my favorite track, Inquisitive. Oh, you've heard it once, you're gonna hear it 1,000 times more.
I love this track. It's the best one ever.
It's the best one ever because it's the only track that exists.
This is my jam.
This is my jam too. I use it in every campaign. If I had a default D&D music, it'd be this. Though it's always just so low at the beginning. And let's get some ambience, shall we? Let's get the Night of the Jungle. I know I have a jungle night here. There it is. Perfect. I love it. I hear the night. I'm there. Okay. I will move you guys to a map. And I know that always triggers players who do battles on map, and that's why I'm doing it. So, just to mess with you. Just to mess with you. Okay. So, and I'll show the tabletop too, I think. Roll20 likes to see, or Twitch likes to see what's going on in the situation. So, yes, we're picking up exactly where we left off before. Alexandria, our current absent player, fades into obscurity in the background. Is still someone you can talk about, kind of talk to, depending. I'll do maybe some things, but for the most part, she's non-existent mechanically in this session, and very much a background character to the roleplay. So, I think I'll set the scene. As our camera zooms in through one of the windows, we see this third floor ruin still clinging to the foundations of its original construction. Our camera sort of turns its way around, giving us our host of everybody who's in the room. We see artist Simber sitting alongside his sort of estranged daughter Frisha, who he's not seen for some time. Dragonbait sitting with them as well. Perhaps a discussion being had there, some light conversation catching up of sorts. We see Brolin and Balthine keeping to their own, which we will detail more in a moment when we come to those characters. And we see Victor also keeping to himself, sort of hunched up against the back of a pillar. And War, I think standing watch is where I put him in this position, and I feel like that's just kind of a War thing. So that's your default. Not to say you've taken the first watch of the night, but this is just the position I'm imagining you in as we sort of curl the camera. The scene it belongs to you guys. It's yours to do with as you will.
I totally did just make a perception check as a joke for the combat starting.
Very nice critical perception check. You perceive that Artis is very, very happy to see you, and that there are a lot of emotions flowing through him, and you see that he's aged a bit since last you've seen him, though like that doesn't seem like that should happen with the whole ring situation, but you can see there's some bags under the eyes, some wear. And yeah, you see the 25 yuan T sitting behind him. Okay, anyway.
Oh, shit.
Almost forgot.
Oh, yeah, I forgot it was a crit. You get the extra. Okay, cool.
25.
25.
Kill those guys.
Done.
I don't know.
They've come after you. But yes, as I said before, the scene is open to interact with as you will. I will ask after I sort of get a round table of what everybody's doing. I want to know what everybody's doing in this situation. Then I'm going to see who's on first watch. And anybody, if they think they know what they're doing, can speak up first.
Voice.
Ward does have a conversation to have with Valfine at some point. But I am noticing, so I think I leveled up and my max XP for the next level hasn't reset yet.
Oh,
Got a plus. That means you are leveling up.
Plus.
That's true.
The Diablo 1 level up noise.
I have to go into your character sheet to do that. What is the new cap for the next level? Somebody, please tell me.
I can look it up.
That will help me a lot, because then I can just apply that to the token, and it'll be good to go.
The real question here is our next combat going to give us 4,661 experience?
You can drain.
So everyone is level 8.
Maybe if we aggro the entirety of Omu?
What is the cap?
Maybe we can do it?
New cap is... Yeah, I
Yeah,
keep...
first
Guys, we
level.
just need to fight Tinder.
Yeah.
Okay. XP
Tinder's worth about
would be
that.
48,000 for level 9.
Yikes.
Love it. Alright, that should change your token automatically. I love that shit. Perfect. It has been altered.
Or however much it takes for Brolin to level up will also work.
So I think more than anything, I just kind of want to get, because I was sort of glossing over what people were doing other than Frisha, because I placed her next to Artis and War since I placed them on the edge. I still want your guys' input about what you guys are doing currently in this scene, just to get everybody's footing in the moment.
So,
Go ahead.
War's probably sitting on the edge, looking out kind of into the jungle, thinking about some things, remembering back to the raid from the day, the conversations they had with Zagmira yesterday, a couple of other things running through his head, just thinking about it and keeping watch for a bit while everybody sets up camp.
Yeah, absolutely. Valfine, you sounded like you had something.
Oh, I was
next.
just gonna. No, she was just checking over her equipment.
Okay.
Probably after the whole thing, just making sure it's all good before we bed down. Extremely exhausted.
Oh yeah.
We did spend. We went to that place top to bottom, left and right, and then had to leave. So that was quite a bit going on. But every once in a while, there's a side eye at like Victor in the corner.
Yeah,
Just kinda
yeah.
confirming,
Any
you know.
side eye would meet with a stare. He was already staring in your general direction.
Very nice. Very not creepy.
Yeah, it's every time, which is annoying.
Starts to make her uncomfortable. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely annoying. What of Brolin?
At the end of the last episode, I think he was talking to Alexandria about the Sohn sisters.
Okay, so you're chatting with Alexandria.
Well, since she's not here,
She is here. She's just in the background. She's a background character. I'll roleplay her very limited, very, very limited, because I don't want to say or do anything that doesn't fit the character versus when the player isn't here, but they are a very limited background character.
okay, we'll save that for a lot. Now, I do have a question for Artis, since he's
Perfect.
after hugging Dragonbait very deeply.
Yeah. Yeah, so we see you embracing Dragonbait and then getting ready to approach Artis with something, yes?
All right. Oh.
I just want to get your footing first. We will have that scene. Don't worry, we will.
Okay. No, he's gonna go talk to Artis.
Yeah, we see him and concluding a conversation / argument with Alexandria, one of their classics. It's always that way. And so Frisha, where are you in this space other than just talking to your father? If that's it, then I'm cool with it.
Frisha is mostly just talking to her father. She is halfway through filling him in on her life story.
Yeah, he's trying to catch up. He's trying to catch up. I like that. He's kind of like interested father at the same time losing some places. Like he is genuinely interested, but yeah, I can see him just like, yeah, he would be reacting and very, very excited to see you. And Frisha definitely that excitement.
I feel like he's the type of dad who would like, if Frisha would have mentioned to someone else, like my dad could beat up your dad. It's like, Frisha, I couldn't do that. Well, all right, I could if I had to.
Perfect. We have a sort of set for what everyone is. I'd like you to roll initiative. You can use your dexterity. It's not really a big deal what the number is. I just want to get an order of operations. Oh, well then.
It really helps to click on a character first, doesn't it?
It does. It does help to click on a character.
So, yeah.
You'll have to click on your character, enter
Come
again,
on,
and then
guys,
put
God.
your new
Jeez.
one in.
Jesus.
It's been a few weeks since we played.
Yep.
God damn.
I got the same thing.
Well, I'm just
Alright.
gonna
Wait,
leave
no,
mine.
no, I didn't.
All right. For a second, I thought War's roll was mine, and I was just like, I'm just gonna leave mine like that. But I'm gonna go with my terrible roll.
Okay, yeah. If you want the terrible roll, that's fine. Perfect. These are good. Oop. It's there we go. Perfect.
I love that there was two initiatives there that were ones and
Yeah,
one
right.
crit.
Isn't that great?
Give him a level. God.
Balfine. You are the first person for the situation to the camera to linger on, but I think after we sort of gotten this setting camp has been sort of set up properly. Our first watch is Brolin.
Okay.
In this situation, I was just rolling randomly to see who would go first, unless there's somebody who thinks they would go first. Is that what I usually do? I usually ask you guys. It's been a while for me too.
Usually we determine that, but
You determine
I mean,
that. Who is
random's
first?
cool.
Who is first watch? I would like to know.
Because I can take two, but now we have multiple people, so.
True.
It's fine. I can go first watch.
Okay, cool. Yeah, watch seems to be kind of up in the air for who wants to go. So, Brolin we would probably see on the edge. This is the beginning of the sort of night camp. People starting to settle in, get ready to actually rest. Valfine.
Kind of cough out the side of her mouth as she looks over and still sees what's his face doing his thing up there. Should probably just kind of, finish packing and realize that eyes have been glued to the back of her head for however long, and
You'll notice he's like doing the same thing. But it's a situation of like every time you look at a cat, it gets a little bit closer, but you never actually get to see it. And so he's doing things, but every time you go to look up, he's staring back at you.
I'm gonna die? Is that what's going on?
So he's setting up his sort of area.
Should probably just kind of settle her stuff and approach him, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Good evening.
Evening.
We have a sore day ahead of us. Quite a bit going on.
Not looking forward to tomorrow.
Neither am I, but every day is a step further forward. So I can't help but be excited.
Forward is good, but if there is a wall of flame blocking the way, I would rather go around. Understand my meaning?
Believe I do. See, I've had my own wall of flame for some time. These red wizards, I'll be glad to be rid of them. You all will make better companions, I think, in the travels ahead.
That's the idea.
Indeed. Did you need something?
I was wondering what the plan was for tomorrow.
Oh. Well, it seems as though it is a hot discussion, up to debate. I imagine we will speak more of it tomorrow, but in my opinion, an ambush sounds good. Sounds like it will work to hopefully a decent enough capacity, and that they will not expect it, especially my own betrayal. I've taken great lengths to affirm the Red Wizards of my allegiances. Hopefully we will catch them off guard, and it will be swift.
I was also wondering something else.
Yes.
I think I might need a second pair of eyes on watch tonight. I was wondering if you would oblige.
Looks, says, are you sure? Your eyes are that of elven nature. They're not keen. Mine are that of a man's.
They are keen, but they do not penetrate skulls.
Ah. If my assistance is required by you, I can give it.
It's good to hear.
Wake me when you begin your watch.
That sounds good. Then she'll kind of turn around, pause for a minute, and then go back to her things.
Yeah. Excellent. Brolin, your watch has just begun. You're close enough to have overheard this conversation between Victor and Valfine, as Valfine parts. But your watch on the edge of the sort of third story open wall, because of course it's a ruin. You relieve War from his normal position. I imagine a situation of like, well, I'll take first watch and Brolin, like, no, it's okay, kind of thing, like this sort of trade-off. But what are you up to?
He looks deep in thought. I'm gonna let him.
Yeah, because you were planning to talk to Artis, which is totally possible and still be on watch.
I imagine he has to get away from Freesia just for a second.
Yeah. You would catch him. At one point, Artis, I think gets up to use. I think he gets up to use the restroom. I think you see him literally step away, just like Freesia, I'll be right back. I just gotta whiz, okay? So he steps away, and he's like, "Should catch up with Dragonbait. It's been a while." And Dragonbait kind of like, you get the immediate smell of Let me get it.
I've never met
Spell
you.
chart.
It says, "Oh, God, you were really really little, really little." Dragonbait knows you. You don't know. Introduce yourself to Dragonbait. Let me get my boy up here because the smell chart here. You would definitely get a smell of wood smoke from him.
What that even mean?
No idea. But Brolin, you do spot Artis separating from Freesia for a moment in the night. A chance for you to catch his ear.
Artists.
Midstream, buddy. Midstream. What do you need? What do you need?
Okay. I didn't need to see that. All right, you didn't need to
He's
turn
completely
around.
turned away from you. Like it's like oh.
You didn't need to turn around to face me.
I did. Listen. It was only. It's nothing you haven't seen before. What's up?
Okay, listen. I got a question for you.
Shoot, Brolin. Shoot.
All right. It's not like I imagine with your daughter or anything, but those those Sohn sisters I mentioned before.
The fairy tale, yeah, the one that you said that you apparently saw.
Assuming that we're not in a fairy tale, what do you know about them?
The Sohn sisters? I know the fairy, I know the poem, the song that kids sing. That's literally just about it. Other than that, I mean, they're mostly just it's a folk tale. He says, in any case, if you saw some hags claiming to be the Sohn sisters, they were probably messing with you, and hags are bad in general. So, honestly, you got to be careful with that kind of stuff.
So basically, he kind of explains what happened with the dragon fight, Brolin dying, the possibility of like there being some weird other Brolin.
Yeah, he finishes his business, turns around during mid conversation, just kind of like wipes some of the dribble off of his situation that you caused.
You shake more than 3 times, you're playing with.
Yeah, he's just, he just turns and yeah, he's full engaged in the conversation with you. Loves to hear from Freesia, but she's been talking a mile a minute for probably the last hour. So yeah, he'll take a moment as she catches up with the Dragonbait to hear you out. You're explaining to him some of the past events.
Yeah, the Brolin effectively dying to the dragon.
Says, it says, doesn't make a lot of sense. You coming back to life. I mean, you sure you died? You sure you just weren't on the edge of death and you hallucinated?
He said I looked pretty dead.
Hmm.
I mean, I didn't feel dead.
And he looks down at the tattoo you showed him before.
Yeah.
And he says, and that wasn't there before.
No. It's
You drink anything unusual lately? Give anybody your hair? Do something that you really shouldn't?
They took his hair, didn't they? Or they had a bit of his hair.
They had a bit of your hair. You don't remember anybody taking your hair.
I don't remember anybody taking my hair, but they had some of my hair.
Yep. That'll do it. You got yourself, an unwelcomed patron, my friend. Hags are definitely an issue. I am not a cleric, so I don't believe I can help you in that area, but I would highly suggest devoting a large sum of gold to meeting some sort of archbishop or something and cutting that tie off now.
Well, I'm in the middle of the jungle. I can't exactly do that at this very second.
Huh. Have they given you any powers, any abilities?
No, not that I can tell. He kind of looks over.
There you go. Next time you talk to him, see if you can get any powers or abilities. Best thing to do with a patron, especially an unwelcome one, get what you can out of them and cut them off later.
So, what about this Serac the other me was mentioning?
He says, who?
I told you that, right? He called him Father Serac.
Yeah, I think I told you this before. It sounds like hag mischief, really. Sounds like a lot of who's it, what's it's, dark spells, places you really don't want to be and really don't want to go. Here, Brolin, best advice I can give you, like I said before, get what you can out of them. cut the tie off soon as you can. All right? That's my best advice I can give you. And don't share anything with them too personal if you can. The more they know about you, the more control they have, okay? So, tight lips. Save your shit.
You're right. Right.
Let's see, he says, just curiosity. What do they look like? Just your run-of-the-mill hag?
Didn't they kind of look like the, how did you describe them before, Ed? It's been a while since
They're fucked up, is what they are. They are fucked up. I will give you the descriptions of these individuals really quick because this is definitely a situation where we would want that. Let me get this. Beep, 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 beep. It'll only take me just a moment to pull this out. No. Not quite there. Oh, wait, no, I have it. Here. Oh, yeah, this is where I believe I put it. Okay. Oh, where are they? There they are. There's my handout. Perfect. Thank you for waiting. One of them had tarnished gold coins covering her eyes and ants nesting in her skull. Another wore a string of what looked like chattering children's teeth and thumbs about and thumps about on a I'll reread the sentence. A string of chattering children's teeth, and they thumped about on a heavy peg leg. When she laughed, yellow gas billowed out of her nose and ears, and around her neck was a pouch that looked to be made of some kind of flesh. The last and most disturbing was a woman wearing a fairly larger woman wearing a squirming leather sack sewn over her head. The bag seemed to contain multiple animals as they would sort of rip open and emerge their face, a cockatrice, a viper, and even a terrier. The animals emerging from their bags in place of her own head to speak on her behalf. Very disturbing.
One had a bag over her head, different things to poke out of it. One had a, billowed gas. The other had coins on her eyes.
Wow. They're really going all out.
Now that I think about it, it was pretty terrifying. It all happened in a moment too fast.
Honestly, I respect the dedication. That is exactly how the Stone Sisters are described in the children's tales. I mean, everybody's heard of them. I mean, they heard it. They put the stuff on.
It didn't seem like a get-up.
Well, I mean,
the chatter and the
yeah, the attention to detail is really
the chattering teeth, the children.
They had the chattering teeth too. Wow. I really didn't think hags thought that far ahead with that kind of stuff. I would definitely put this on #1 priority on your list, like sooner rather than later, Brolin. You should really check that out.
Like right now?
I mean, right now, obviously, you can't do anything, but at first notice, go see yourself a priest of Lathander, my man.
Lathander, right. And so, if they're aligned with this Acerat guy,
Who? Oh, listen, there's a lot of who's and what's that's going on there. I'm no hag expert. I can't really help you much beyond this, buddy, but all I can tell you is be careful, all right? I believe in you.
He's a cleric, right?
Who?
Dragonbait. He's a cleric, right?
No. Dragonbait wielded at one point a very holy sword that is now in the remnants of, I imagine, a treasure trove of the Yuan Ti. Sucks. But no, Dragonbait unfortunately does not have any clerical abilities. It looks like my daughter is getting antsy.
Yeah, thanks for the Thanks for the talk. I'm gonna go look at the fire.
He goes, "You do that, buddy. You do that." He gives you a little punch in the shoulder. like, like literally the situation where like I can do nothing to help you. I'm so sorry. Ooh, good luck. Like that is very much the Artist Simber situation. As we see Brolin go back to the fire, probably quite. There's a lot of anxiety that didn't really get helped in that situation. Yeah, we see you just sort of staring at the fire.
Yeah.
All right, moving down the line. Freesia. Any detail you want to bring here? Any scene you want to touch on? Anyone you want to talk to? Discussions, or is it just catching up with Dad?
I think it's mostly just catching up with Dad and a mixture of filling him in on my life story and yelling at him. It's sort of goes back and forth pretty seamlessly.
Yeah, I think we should come back. Sit down. He's just like, your dwarf friend just got done telling me about his troubles. Interrupted me a little bit mid.
Oh yeah, not Brolin.
Action.
That's okay.
Yeah, a little messed up stuff that happened to him. Did he really die?
I don't know. I was mostly dead at that point too.
Jeez, Freesia. Well,
It was a dragon.
It says when a dragon comes, you're supposed to run. But all right, he says as long as you're safe and you're okay now. You get any nice scars from it? Something you can show off to me?
Oh yeah, she shows him a line of teeth marks from the first attack when he just almost bit her in half.
I've had some run-ins with a few red drakes before. They are nasty individuals. Yeah, Brolin was telling me all about it. Sorry you had to go through that, hon. But honestly, here now, you're better for it. Anyway, you were telling me about what was it? Oh, you got in with Mert the moneylender? Tell me about this.
I have no idea how I got in with Mert the moneylender.
Yeah, I think it's just a conversation that I think we segue into. He says, "He's with Mert." Like we can hear that discussion going on as we segue.
I may have killed his bird.
Just say, "Oh." As we move, as we segue over into war. Brolin has taken the first night's watch. You can see his eyes obviously filled with anxiety as he looks to the small campfire that has been permitted at this high up at night. Hopefully no one sees your smoke trail or light.
Yeah. He'll probably walk over to Valfine after her conversation with Victor.
Yeah.
And kind of take a seat.
War?
Hey,
Everything okay?
you asked me a question earlier today. I was a little preoccupied.
A question? Sorry, the day's events have all blurred together.
Might have been
Feels like it's been a
about
month.
stuff that's been, yeah.
Yeah. It's like 30 days have passed in like the matter of a few hours.
It was either what I saw on the walls in there or something related.
Oh yeah, that did spook you
Yeah.
quite thoroughly.
Yeah.
What did you see?
How much do you know about Dendar?
Dungeon Master.
Make a
Roll a
check.
history check.
Yeah, you may roll.
With advantage because of my background.
Yeah, sure. Make a history check.
Yes. I'm so good at these, bro. Hell yeah.
Holy moly! All right.
Double 19.
So yeah, you would know any of the readily available information that you've accessed from libraries you've passed before.
I have read a lot of books. Yes,
yep.
lots and lots of libraries.
And I would say because of how how high this is, you would actually know exactly where you could get more information. Legendary lore.
How about that?
Legendary lore from
Hey.
Dendar. You know of a library that exists in the continent of. Oh my God! Give me 1 second.
Oh,
Is he popping open a book, or was he distracted by something else?
Part of me thought he was looking at the map on the wall there, but I think he's like
In the continent
He
of
might-
Samarok.
Yep, it was.
the material's over there somewhere.
In the continent of.
I have some ancient scrolls around here somewhere.
You know of an ancient Yuan-Ti city that would have held the many scrolls of a deep history of the Yuan-Ti, dating back to even their first creation. Information that has been lost to even the most deepest libraries, such as Candle Keep. Your sort of scouring of lore would tell you that there is information in this abandoned city in Samarok that would offer quite a lot of crucial information about this deity, origins, possibly weaknesses, histories that have been forgotten. Your base knowledge of Dendar the Night Serpent is still broad on its own. You understand most of what common religious scholars would know at a glance. You know that Dendar is a serpent god of darkness. Is almost as old as the creator gods themselves.
Okay.
And
Definitely
definitely.
still a lot of confidence.
Definitely an ancient enemy of light, of life, has threatened many times to consume the sun, a direct enemy and rival to Chantea, god of the earth, and both Saloon and Shar, the two creator goddesses, as I said before, of night and day, mostly to Saloon, the goddess of day. There have been many instances where they have been released way back during the Dawn War, when gods were battling primordials, and the Earth was just forming. And you would also know that Dendar came long before she came long before the Yuan-Ti. The Yuan-Ti were sort of birthed from her. In a way, people who worship her and follow her are given a great gift, effectively, to become much like her. The goals of their cult, the goals of Dendar herself, are very much to plunge the world into darkness, to make it a world for her and for her people. Dendar's goal is interesting because it's been perceived as not evil by some, but it's definitely evil by others. Dendar can't sleep. She knows no rest while the sun hangs in the sky. She only wishes to sleep, and because of that situation, she's an enemy of life. That is just her lot.
Saloon is the moon?
Saloon is the goddess of the moon, and
right?
Saloon should be day. Shar should be night. Yeah.
Sure.
Saloon is goddess of it's moon and sun. It's basically it's sort of the
cycle.
The cycle kind of situation.
Okay.
But yeah, Dendar is just a natural enemy to good. She's depicted in many ways as a great snake wrapping itself around the world, etc. Like it's if you want to ask anything else about her in specific, I can give you details, but that is the broad stroke.
I know quite a bit, actually. More than I realized I may know.
It's one of your many books you've delved into.
I've done a lot of reading in the past. She kind of gently, like subconsciously, I guess, grips the cloak of Saloon she's wearing, and says, very old, very dark, very... The Yuan-Ti came from there? What did you see?
Yeah. Giant snake that wants to devour the sun, right?
Devour everything, essentially.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Sounds-
stop at the sun, that's for sure.
Yeah. Sounds crazy, but it is true. The pictures on that wall are explanations of those things. I don't know.
Did it come to life? Did it attack you?
It's complicated. They didn't come to life or attack me. They just threw the images into my head more vividly than had been before.
You're the bravest one I know. Most steadfast of the group. It was hard to see you so shaken.
Part of that is some family history.
History of the turtles,
Kind of
or personal?
both.
Okay.
The part that your books probably don't explain is that at one point, Ubtao was the only thing holding Dundar at bay.
Interesting. How do you know this?
Story my mother told me. So, Ubtao once held Dundar at bay until a line of portals volunteered to take up the mantle and fight Dundar for him.
Valfine, if this is true, no history book has recorded it. This is very new. Something kept by the Turtles.
This is new information to me, for sure. I've read quite a bit about deities, gods, and goddesses in my search for other things, but I don't recall turtles or Ubtao in any of the books. This happened within the last 50 to 100 years?
It's been probably longer than that.
Still young for my kind, unfortunately, so...
I'm fuzzy on the time frame myself, but you've seen the spirits that protect and train me.
Your
Right.
ancestors, correct?
Correct. They've helped protect all of you.
Yeah, I had to rely on them once or twice.
That is something that I inherited from my mother's side. Until recently, I didn't know anything about my father's side.
Your father?
Yeah, I'd never met him. I was raised by my mother in the middle of the jungle.
So... Okay. Sorry, continue. I'm just thinking out loud.
Go for it if you have questions, but... on that island, when I placed my journal on the stack at home,
I went with you, I remember.
yeah. Apparently I broke some conventions of how that's done. And
By following tradition?
I didn't exactly follow tradition there.
Interesting.
None of my ancestors have ever placed their own journal on that stack.
So it's supposed to be passed on for kin?
I placed my mother's there when she passed away.
She kind of stops and thinks for a minute and looks to the side, and I understand why you had to, considering we showed up and nothing was left.
Yeah.
Unless you have a secret child somewhere we're not aware of.
Yeah, I haven't exactly pursued that part of humankind.
That's okay. It's not all it's cracked up to be, I promise.
And I don't know. It's also rare to find one of my species to carry on the line.
Did all turtles fight Butao? Is that
No.
why?
One line. When I placed that journal on the stack, part of my father's line got pulled into that world, my mother's world, the spirits. I don't know if you noticed I've not been sleeping super well lately, but
Yeah. I attributed that to our heightened stress level the last few weeks. That's not the only thing that's been happening to you.
My ancestors normally train me in my dreams, but every night since I did that, for a while they held him off, and lately I've been fighting my father's every night.
Your father. Do you know anything of your father?
I know a little bit more now. Before I knew it was him, his spirit would fight and kill all the other spirits every night. My mother was forced to tell me about them finally.
He would kill them all?
Yeah. They can't die there. So it was more of a temporary setback. There's some strange tying between their world and ours. Part of it is between me and my mother. But I know now, though, that as brutal as he is, he's been training me as well. Picked up a couple of tricks from him that you may have noticed.
Does he speak to you like the others?
No. Whatever happened, it didn't bring him fully. Just rage.
Learn by doing.
Yeah. But that line of turtles that fight Dendar in Utao's stead is my father's line.
They're gone now? I assume, considering our current situation.
I don't think so. I think he still fights. That duty is something that my mother took me away from. She didn't want to lose me as she did my father, and took me away to that island.
His mother would.
Indeed.
So,
it is something that I feel obligated to assist with somehow. That's why I've been a bit more aggressive towards our Dendar worshipping enemies recently.
what does Dendar have to do with your father?
He's fighting Dendar to keep her at bay.
Okay.
I don't know how or if I can take up that mantle, but I'll do whatever I can on this side to weaken Dendar's servants in an effort to weaken Dendar herself.
Well, You can't fight your father's battles. Being able to carry that on is immense, especially considering there was a group of turtles dispatched to handle that.
If it's a group or just him.
Trying to do that alone sounds problematic.
Yeah.
Well, if
I
he's
don't
still
know.
fighting, then why? What does this have to do with you?
I have to take up the mantle at some point. Someone does. I don't know if it has to be me, but it should be.
Do you know how much time you have?
No. I don't know how to even start this process, but my plan is once we're done here, probably head to the snout, talk to the other turtles to see if they know anything about it.
Are there any left?
From what I've heard, there's some.
Yeah, your dragon turtle friend told you at the gate that the snout held the remnants of your people.
You paid a pretty price for that
Yeah,
information.
you did. You poured a whole lot of gold over the side of a boat.
Yep.
You did.
Check my pockets. There are plenty of moths in there still.
I want to get the conclusion of this conversation, but I'm going to come around one more time and hit up
For
Brolin
sure.
and Freesia, and then we'll get the last bits of this conversation.
It's juicy. I like it.
It is. Brolin, you have been with not much help gotten from Artis. What is your situation right now? What are you doing? Your watch is still currently going, but it's coming to its end. Someone else is going to take your place quite soon. As your friends, though resting, don't seem to be getting any full shut eye quite yet. No one has taken to bed during your watch, but with your keen eyes, your keen dwarven dark vision, looked out among the land. They've been given the opportunity to sort of speak at ease as you've contemplated the flames and whatever future fate may await you. This is sort of open for you to. You can monologue in character or interact with somebody else. Up to you. If you wanna give us anything.
Valfine bringing up the horrible stuff that might probably happen to Brolin. He's feeling a little concerned.
Yeah, Alexandria wasn't very keen on
fucked.
it either.
Pretty
She's very, very fucked, and I think we can see her. She's sort of camped up in her area. She's already sent her undead minions out into the to the area to block all the the entrances and exits of this area, and she seems to be just caring to her her owl. But yes, I'll leave it open to you if you have anything you want to interact with here, or we can just loop back around to Freesia and then wrap up the conversation.
Do I have to wrap up? Do I have to wrap up the? Do I have to talk to a party member?
No,
or?
I mean this is an open roleplay scene for you to do with what you want. I just want to make sure that we're getting everybody all the way around. So I've sort of paused the end of the conversation between War and Valfine to just get everybody's else sort of intake while this conversation's going on. So you can. This is very much like the camp. We've done this before. It's a camp situation where you can interact with any party member if you so wish. War and Valfine are in the middle of a conversation, but easily enough to pull a Brolin and get right in between that and then talk to any of them. Or with Dragonbait, Freesia, Artis, or Victor. Or Alexandria.
War and Valfine are having a moment. I can't. Brolin won't interrupt that. Brolin's too freaked out. I think he would try to maybe contact his mentor one last time.
Oh, the bowl. Perfect.
Yeah. I think he
Haven't
would
done a
use his
bowl.
bowl.
So you're to start focusing on the bowl. You probably trade off who would be next on the watch. Who is next on the
Yeah.
watch?
Who is next? Would Dragon? Oh, could it be Dragon Bait?
Yeah, yeah. You want to come over to Dragonbait, put a hand on his shoulder, and be like, "What do you do?" The scene. Here we go. What do we got?
How many watches we have total?
4.
Four?
Roland's the
Okay.
first.
Delphine can take 3. I think 3 would, if we're gonna like do order.
You're locked in a
Somebody
conversation with War. I think
I
Brolin
am.
sneaks over
Yeah,
to
this-
Dragonbait.
Right. Well, he does what he wants.
He
But,
does.
Brolin gestures for Dragon Bait to come here.
Yeah. He moves over to you, and as he enters into your sort of area with Frisha and Artis already locked in conversation, Dragonbait's just sitting there smelling bad, and as he approaches you, you smell lemon.
I can't tell if that's good or bad.
Sort of looks at you.
Hey, listen, I know we kind of joke about our friendship now and then, but listen, can you take Overwatch? I'm gonna do something with my magic bowl, and everybody's so busy. Just make sure nothing bad happens to me.
Dragonbait
Brolin
looks down.
Brolin looks scared. Just a little scared.
Dragonbait looks down at the bowl, and you smell violets. Again, not really knowing what that means, but you put your hand on. He puts his hand on your shoulder with a look of like, sure. And the minute he puts his hand on your shoulder, he recoils back. His hand comes back, and he has a look of concern. And you immediately smell honeysuckle. And he takes like
very
one
nice.
step back from you, just sort of a little cautious, and sort of shakes his head yes slowly, and just steps away from you, around you, and over to the watch, not really taking his eyes off you.
Yeah, I thought.
Or
I figured
do
you were
mean
more
ham, Ed.
No, not ham. You smell.
something.
You definitely
I don't think I-
smell honeysuckle.
Brolin kind of goes a quick synopsis of what he told Artis.
Yeah. You get those same smells as you give the synopsis, a triggering back and forth of honeysuckle and violets, and then maybe like a little bit of brimstone in there, and then it ends with ham, and it just stays ham.
Oh
And
no!
Anytime you get too
Alright.
close, Dragonbait immediately just shows
Uh,
discomfort.
Violet
I gotta go find Dragon Bait's sheet again. Where is it?
I don't know. I don't know if Brolin remembers what all the smells mean.
Listen,
He looks to have agreed to take watch, but he's very wary of you.
I'm sorry. Listen, I'm gonna try to do this now. Listen, if anything bad happens, just whack me over the head.
Still ham. And, you go to sort of contact a mentor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her name, and I know it because I wrote it down from my sheet. Journal.
Let's see if you got it. Let's see if you have this name.
Ashara.
Ashara, indeed. You're attempting to contact Ashara. Make a religion check. And then we're
Religion.
Yeah, make a
Roland's
religion.
worst
Make
stat.
a religion check for me, my friend.
Do it.
All right,
So
I'm gonna
it-
use.
boy.
Should I use my inspiration?
It's up to you. You got to use it now.
Do it.
Gotta call it before.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
should
use
do
it.
it.
Say
I'm
yes
gonna
to my
do it.
steal. Say yes to my
Let it,
steal.
let it go.
All right.
All right.
Advantage
Go
though.
ahead and roll advantage.
Religion.
Now Edward has 3 inspiration. He can get super advantage.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
That'd be so bad. Like,
Oh,
10. You delve into the bowl, Brolin. The colors on the sides of its rim begin to light up all the different animals, and the bowl begins to fill with a mystical liquid as we get that sort of, almost sort of Harry Potter looking over the Palantir or whatever. I just literally mixed Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. Whatever the water memory thing is, and he looks
Pensive,
over it.
I think,
Yeah,
or something.
and as you sort of look into it, we get that scene of you sort of diving into this sort of magical portal. Your spirit, more or less, going into your bowl in an attempt to contact your master. We're going to move on and come back to you. Freesia, any details from you throughout the night? Any more highlights of the conversation you're having with your father, or any conversations you want to have with anybody in the party?
I think she's gonna keep the artist, and we come into. I had a moment that I was gonna come into. Joking from one of our parts of our adventure, but I lost it.
Oh no, you're totally cool. I think you say something, and he just starts cracking up a little bit. Let me think of one of the situations. He says, and they didn't go after the tower? Why wouldn't you go after the tower? You always go after the Black Tower in the middle of the desert. It's the thing that you do. Oh man, you probably missed out on some seriously good stuff.
Marked it on the map.
What'd you say?
I marked it on the map.
He says, oh man, when we have time, if we have time, you should go and check that thing out. And you will be able to. Let me trust me. And he says, always good things to find there. He says, I can't believe you became an adventurer, just like your good old dad. I know you would eventually. I mean, you got a couple other brothers and sisters you don't know about who are kind of the same way. I never really told you, though, really, did I? I've lived a really long time, okay? A really long time. And I loved your mother. God, I loved her. But, I mean, trust me, I'm a stand-up guy. When I find people that I profess to love, I let them know exactly who I am and what I do, and I let them decide. So, just so you know, I never treated her bad or pulled anything on her. She knew what she was getting into. But you've got a lot of family in this world, Freesia. If you feel like you never have. A lot of family. I can tell you about a few of them. I got a son who lives in 10 towns. Name of... God dang. Forgot. I'll get it to you.
10 times?
Says, I got a couple of daughters, and and he just starts going on, about these individuals. I actually only know of one in canon, and there is a son of artist who lives in 10 towns. Absolutely.
Oh, God.
It's like, oh, pretty sure I got a cousin. Well, not a cousin, niece, nephew. Wait, what would it be? No, great grandchild, great grandchild, who's a Lord of Waterdeep. Yeah. Some influence there. They barely talk to me though. It's been a while. A sorcerer, really strong guy. Bald, didn't get that from me. and he goes on talking about the family. What's Frisia's reaction to this?
She has done an absurd amount of research into him.
Do you know about all these people? You're like, one in 10 pounds.
Some of them.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Most of them, it's like either resentment or admiration. It's only one of two things. It's either fuck that guy, I never want to talk to him, or it's I got artists. Oh, I will. Oh. It's like one or the other. Either way. And there's been a lot. You probably found a dozen at least. Artist has been around. He has been around. As we hear the conversations of intricate family dynamics over with Freesia and Artis, I think we swing our camera back over to War and Valfine in the trickling conversation.
Well, that's why I freaked out earlier. So I saw that thing on the wall, and it was very vividly what my father's side is fighting against.
Now, I've noticed, I'm sure everyone else has as well, but I am known for my perceptiveness. Your flames, especially on the axe, they've turned dark.
That's my father's side coming through. In my dreams, all of the ancestors from my mother's side are pale, translucent white, but he is a black shade.
Were you afraid to sleep?
Not any. He had the opportunity last night to kill me in that dream. But he called me weak and did not. That's how I know he's training me. Somehow is far more powerful than might have to do with the fighting a deity thing.
It's a fair assessment. I appreciate you sharing everything with me. I know myself especially, I have not been very forthcoming in the past few months that we've traveled together. Has it only been a few months? I can't even... Passage of time is insane.
You guys have been traveling together for 3 months and 10 days. That is when you met each other in Baldur's Gate.
God, it feels like fucking 2 years, I swear to God. Just
3?
if I owe you, especially out of the party, my life several times over. If there's anything I can do.
Call probably even on that account.
Even.
You've saved my life a couple times. Without your keen perception, you probably would have been dead multiple times over now.
I suppose. You're too kind.
You're the one that woke us up when you killed that dragon.
Everyone keeps saying that, but I didn't do that myself. I guarantee it. There was something else at work there.
But it was you that pulled us through. So
That is true.
cannot account.
Dragon Slayer is a rather hefty title.
Don't go spreading around too much, though. Don't want word to get back to her.
No promises. I've been thinking of writing a few books myself, so... Thank you.
Yeah. And if you do start writing those books, I know I've asked you to place my second journal on that stack. Take some time, we can read the first.
If that won't bridge any gaps between some interdimensional ancient battle, I would be happy to open the book and read first.
It should. I read my mother's.
Oh boy. That's dangerous.
Yeah, it was sparse. Like I said, I didn't learn anything about my father's side until recently. There were some good stories, though.
Books are good.
are good.
So,
It's a good spot.
yeah,
That's a good stop.
as your conversation comes to a satisfying conclusion, our camera shifts away from this scene, away from this place entirely, and it changes quite dramatically. Let's get some music here. Alright. Let's do this. Let's see if that plays. Brolin, you have decided to delve into your bowl to learn more, to try and reach out for your master, yes? Dustin, are you there?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yep, okay, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I said yeah, I am.
So, we would see sort of your spirit plunging in. Very much a situation where you're plunging into water. You go head first, and then your body sort of situates back to its sort of natural form, feet first. You would see sort of the flowing water around you, your hair, your beard, all the sort of intricate knots that have been put into it. Everything just sort of flowing up as you are plunged into this sort of spiritual space. A transition that you recall having before to eject you out into a maze-like sort of mind space where you can experience, hopefully, an interaction with something good and not evil, but sort of as you plunge in the hopes of contacting your master, we watch as a sort of twisting tornado of sort of liquid magic curling around you begins to pull back, coming to the end of the cyclone itself, getting spit out the bottom effectively. And as each of the sort of tendrils of that twister turn away from you and you are left behind, you are plunged into something a little bit different. In fact, a lot different. Roland, you are plunged into darkness. Oh, whoa! Wrong music, I'm so sorry!
Okay.
Goodbye!
Alright.
Goodbye! Goodbye!
It's the Demogorgon.
It's the
That was the
Demogorgon.
appropriate music.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. That was the appropriate music for sure, for sure. All right, here we go. I think this is the one I want.
I think I just had a mini heart attack, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go. That feels
Second-hand
better.
heart attack.
Darkness, Brolin. You are surrounded by the void. All around you, pitch black, a space of nothingness. You reach out, and there's nothing to grab. You are suspended in this space. Your spirit is suspended. Whatever door that you got to get in here has sealed behind you and disintegrated, and you are seemingly trapped in this endless space of absolute nothingness, when out of the pitch black Brolin comes 2 beads of light. They open small, tiny little white slits in the void, a pair of eyes staring not just at you but through you. And it's not the first time you have made contact with these eyes before. You recall to yourself the vision that you had in the temple of... Oh, I forget his name.
Oh, Roland wasn't a part of that.
Brolin wasn't a part of that. No. Perfect. You're right. Forget everything I just said. 2 eyes. You've never experienced this before. 2 lights. Open. Looking down upon you. An unfamiliar feeling, but one that immediately meets you with the most discomfort you've felt in a very long time, as you feel your soul is to bear before this chef that's almost seemingly getting ready to cook you alive. You hear a voice curdle out. Witness. As it emanates through you and in this area, you are surrounded by its visage, and a form comes out of the darkness. A titanic-looking figure. I want you to think very much Galactus from the Marvel Universe, but entirely sort of evilified. Like, you see just sort of the arcs of his helmet have been sort of scraped and rusted. You can see that the sort of the sort of face that he wears is that of complete and utter undeath, but formed so pristinely that all the pieces are still there. No rotting holes, but you can just see that the flesh itself has been dead for a long time, yet maintained. As this face lunged forward, you are in the presence of its literal head encompassing this area, a being so large you are feeling its sort of spiritual presence around you. Brolin, what do you do at this moment?
Yeah, no, I can't roll for this. He's terrified.
Yeah.
Roland's just like dumbfounded, like this is beyond a shapeshifter and Chult.
Yeah. You see as he pulls back, there are strings attached to him, sort of pulling off of his face. Hairs plunged from his neck, almost as if to preserve a form of beard, and they are pulled taut. One of them lines up and attaches right to your heart, and you feel this sort of connection. It goes down into the darkness to some other mediator between and back up between you. You can't see the middle part of the string connecting, some form of middleman between you and this figure. And as he pulls forward, you can hear all those strings like a cord's being plucked, pull ever tighter as he pushes forward to sort of intimidate you in this situation. Looks and he says, "Your eyes. Give them to me." And you feel the cord pull, Brolin, and you pull back immediately, feeling pain shoot through every single nerve in your body as your eyes roll back and they go white. Back in the real world, Brolin, holding his bowl, opens his eyes. Nothing abnormal. Brolin stands up for a minute, dusts himself off, and has a look around, eyeing sort of every individual. We see War and Valfine still locked in conversation. We still see Frisha and Artis much the same. Dragonbait, watching the sort of at the watch, immediately stops, turns his head towards Brolin as he's just sort of looking around. And we see as Dragonbait turns, the only one paying attention in the moment, lucky for you, Brolin, you called him over, to seem disturbed by your presence. As that happens, we cut back to the dark scene before. He says, "The wizard. You will take something from him. His arm left. You will cut it from his body before the sun sets on the second day." And you feel that pain sort of cut from you. In this moment, cutting over to Brolin, see his eyes are fixed on Victor, whose back is to him, who's looking down and reading a book. Dragonbait begins stepping towards Brolin, a hand out in his position, and before the hand touches you, Brolin, we switch back to the scene. It says, "This is a command from your master, and you will see it done." The cord pulls on you again, and you immediately feel, Brolin, a presence enter into you. you feel that command ring true, and you know that if you do not follow it, that there will be repercussions great for you. And as that pulls, Dragonbait puts his hand on your shoulder, and you come out of it. And Brolin, Dragonbait's looking at you with a very concerned look.
Ooh, I wanna try to play something at this if you're willing to play with it.
Yeah. Totally. You have been jutted out of the vision. You are back in this space. I'm going to turn on some of our old music that we had. Let me just get that back up. Boop boop. Continue. What is your idea here?
Yeah, I think that command. I think he's other Brolin at this point.
Okay. Is there another Brolin? Are you sure?
Is that okay? Can I do that?
I would say this is the situation. I like that idea, but I think it's a situation of that definitely that seed is within you. But Brolin, you're still there. That seed, though, that is the other. You feel it tug at your chest where that string was pulling at you, that sort of seed of command given to you that definitely makes you feel like your mind is not entirely your own. If there is an other, it is only in that command. So if you wish to engage on that, you simply need to commit the command.
Okay.
But you feel the pull, but I will let you know, as Brolin, because you still have a freedom here. There is still some freedom left to you. Your command, has a time limit. When the sun sets on the second day, tomorrow. You must complete it, or there will be repercussions, is what you understand. So you may act upon this seed. You must before this day, unless you wish to suffer the repercussions, which also are your choice to do. There's nothing you can choose. You can make the choice to say no. You absolutely can. I want to make sure you know that you have that freedom. It would just be bad for you. So you are still there, you are still in control, but there is that command, that other, that you can try to ignore, but it will have repercussions. Okay. Does that good?
Yeah. I think for now, Brolin just kind of slumps on the back on the log he was sitting on.
Yeah, Dragonbait kind of just looking at you like, "Are you okay?" kind of situation. Immediately, as he puts his hand on you, you could smell what was, and this is interesting because this is information. Let me get Dragonbait up, because the first smell you got. Dragonbait, where are you? There he is. Oh, it's because I named him Robbed Dragonbait, because he doesn't have all the Dragonbait stuff, because he's been robbed. Yes, you smell. When you first come back, baked bread, and then that immediately just sort of fades away into ham.
Okay.
Yeah, you slump over. Dragonbait's look at first, I think when you came back, was that of like it's not good, dangerous. Dragonbait looked dangerous just then, and then as you came back, it flipped to concern.
So on a positive note, Brolin, you are getting made a smell sandwich by Dragonbait.
Yeah. Brolin goes, kind of jumps at his touch. Thanks, Dragonbait.
Just shakes his head.
Everything's fine.
Shakes his head. Dragonbait does not take his eyes off of you the rest of the night. He's on watch, but He's watching you like a hawk, Brolin, like a hawk. Excellent. As we see Brolin looking, after staring in his bowl for all of maybe 5 minutes, getting up, looking around, getting a hand on Dragonbait, looking startled. Nothing that y'all probably haven't interacted with before. Brolin's explained what this bowl is, what it does, to most of you. Let's deviate the camera a little bit. I want to know where everybody else is standing, or if we're looking at an accelerated rest of the night, or if there are any more conversations to be had. Frisha, swinging back around, still conversation
Mine
with
is
Pops.
accelerated. I'm good for the night.
Yours is accelerated. War.
Unless Falfine has anything else, he'll probably start going to set up his little area.
I should give you a smile as you go.
Have a good rest.
Thank you. I hope sleep finds you easy.
Doubt it. Set his back down over against the wall.
Ain't that the truth?
Excellent. And War, are you accelerating past that then? Good for the rest of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Valfine, you had a watch. You have a watch coming up past Dragonbait. One that you have proposed a watch with Victor.
Yep.
I think we are ready to move on to that. What's up?
Yeah, no, I think after War goes over to bed, she's very much got that, that anticipation, anxiety. She's sitting against, she's not even filling out her journal or anything like normal from, what happened today or anything like that. She's just kind of like, her leg is moving, just kind of bouncing.
Yeah.
Probably hear like the boot ticking on the stone, but that's pretty much, she's just kind of keeping an eye out, just checking around.
All right.
Up until then.
Perfect. We on the eve of your watch with Victor, we're gonna take a 5-minute break, and we're gonna come back, and we're going to engage in that scene and see where the rest of the night takes us. All right, we will see you, Twitch, in about 5 minutes. We are technically back, but we are missing one Joshua, who we are about to make this scene, this next scene about, which is a trouble. So I think we're going to shift around just momentarily to Freesia and Artis. If that's okay with you, Alex.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, during your conversations with Artis, his sort of intrigue of everything, he definitely seems very happy to see that you've been doing well. Not as happy that you've kind of had to base so much of your life and your youth off chasing him. And he, I think the conversation would come down to a point where he'd say, "Listen, I'm really sorry putting you on the spot. I've always just been a selfish father, and I feel like I'm still being selfish even now, and I'm really, really sorry. Make you choose between your buds and me. I really want you to see Mesro, but I don't want to take you away from a life you've already made. And I know that you've spent most of it looking for me, and you don't want to lose me, and I guess I can't help but feel guilty that I'm sort of, I don't know, taking you away on my own adventure. Have you been thinking about it? Whether or not you're gonna come with me or stay with them?
I'm not gonna let you escape again.
So you really are coming with me. You're just like your mother. She wanted to come with me too, and honestly, I'd have let her, but didn't want anything bad to happen to her. Honestly, where I'm going now, it's the final destination. If I could have her here with me, I would. I really would. But I guess...
Other mom might be upset.
Says... True. True, but I think she'd understand. Me and her were... Your mother's something special to me. Very special, but... Me and... let me get his information out here really quick. Her name is Elisanda. She's one of the Ben Ray of Uptau, one of his many angels. See, me and Uptau, we go back. Looks and he says, "There's a lot I haven't told you, and I think we're gonna have a good long time to talk about it." Puts a hand on your shoulder, says, "Thank you for coming with me. My daughter." He embraces you. Excellent. Pretty sure you just embrace him back?
Yes.
Excellent.
And then hit him some.
Yeah.
And then embrace him some.
He brings you into the full hug. As we shift over to Valfine and Victor. Now let me see if this music is correct. If it's not, we'll just stick with something else. Probably is. I hope so. Let's see. Yeah. Rain starts to fall. This is creepy music. It's not what I thought. It's not
No,
what I
this
thought.
is no, this is great.
Actually, yeah, you know what? It is.
Oh no.
It is. Alright. Hopefully it doesn't get too creepy. If it does, I'll shift it around. So, the rain begins to fall as we see Victor and Valfine take the watch. On this ledge, yes?
Yeah, just kind of faced away from the rest
Yeah,
of
from the
everyone.
rest.
You know.
So he says, fear it's going to be a long night.
Potentially.
Potentially. Lucy says, just checking this music. I don't want it to go somewhere it doesn't belong. I'm sorry. He looks and he says, well, I guess it's best if you keep watch over there and I over here. And he turns away from you and goes to look in that direction. We'll switch places in an hour.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. He turns away from you to face the other direction, as I imagine you do something similar to the same.
Yeah, it's sort of like not leaning against him,
Yep.
but making sure that we're. Yeah.
You hear a voice inside your head. You want to talk to me? I can tell. You got that look on your face. Seen it a million times before. That's why you brought me here. Well, I'm sure your mind holds many words. Feel free to loose some at me.
It's been 5 years. 5 long, painful years. Do you have any idea what you've done?
As you say that, I want different music. I really do. So I want just a different track. I'm just going to pick one of my others.
Go for it.
And I think it's, I wonder if, yeah. Here we go. Oh, this is good. Hopefully that starts. Yeah. There we go. And I have rain, which I can do. No thunder. Just rain on stone. Yeah. Looks, and he says, it has been that long, hasn't it?
Counted the days.
So did I. Do you remember that day? Do you remember the details of it?
I visit it every night. I know every detail.
Of course
I've
you
seen
do.
everything over and over.
Have you?
Look in your eyes as you stabbed me in the back and left me to die.
No. No, I left you to live. Nothing I can say, nothing I can do can forgive what I've done to you. I've left many scars in this world, Valfine, but yours is the one that cut me deepest. I can't imagine the sacrifice you had to make. Nor can you imagine the sacrifice I had to make. We were dead. Going to die. Compromised. Our mission to retrieve the crystal was a failure almost from the beginning. I did everything in my power to make sure that you would survive. Not knowing of the fate of myself, I knew that you needed to continue. Not everything has gone according to the plan I had hoped to execute. In fact, most of it hasn't.
Did you plan on telling me what this plan was?
I could not tell you. The danger was too high. I was selfish, and I didn't want to lose you. There are few who have potential such as you and I, Valfine. When I first found you, I had other intentions, I'll admit. But once I got to know who you were, I fell in love. I didn't think I could do that again. So he says, what we're trying to do in this world is more important than anything, Valfine. Than anything. The sacrifices we have felt are great. And you can believe me if you wish, and believe me a liar as well, but they are worth the result. There is much I haven't told you. But now that you are here with me, I can. This world is... Go ahead.
I'm listening.
Thank you for granting me that, though I do not deserve it. This world is dying, Valfine. Toril has been fading away almost since its conception. Though there was a time a long, long, long age ago when there was hope. But there is none anymore. This world endures apocalypse after apocalypse, one after another. You've heard of the spell plague, no? The demon, incursion, the cults of the elemental evils creeping up from underneath. You think it's all coincidence? It's not. This world is meant to die. It is not our choice. The gods have deemed it so. Who do you think sends such terrible things? What do you think causes all the dismay that rips apart the land? The spell plague, the demon incursion, the cults. They are there because the gods will them to be so. We are unfortunately toys in a gigantic sandbox, Valfine. Playthings, for them to do with as they will. They throw great struggles our way, and watch us dance to avoid them. When one day they know their actions will burn everything to the ground, they care not. I used to admire the gods, pay my tithings, say my prayers. That was until I had one betray me. You can see a look in his eyes, even though he's not speaking, as he looks down to the cliff. He says, I watched my home fall from the sky, destroyed. Everyone I ever knew, everyone I ever loved, gone in an instant. And why? I've asked myself that so many times and never gotten an answer, but now I know. It is because we are ants, sitting atop a hill of many, many children who will crush us underneath their feet if we even so much as surface to breathe. The world was never meant to be this way. When the gods created it, it was supposed to be something different. Something with balance. There was one god who stood apart from the others. His name was Thari's Doom. His hope was that balance would be preserved. That the men, the elves, the mortal races of the world be admired and given chance to be a part of them. Not seen as rulers, tyrants, but equals. Do you want to know what happened to him? He was caged, sealed away in darkness, for he dare spoke against the gods who would not hear his logic. It did not fit what they wanted. Our only champion has been muzzled for millennia. And what have we got to show for it? The world of Toril is an open plaything to the plains. Creatures enter in, destroying our lands, killing our people, and taking everything from us. The gods watch and they laugh as they open these doors. I used to think there was no way to defeat them until he found me. He told me that the doors could be closed, that our world could be preserved, saved, allowed to grow once again without the influence of kings and queens that we did not choose. He showed me how to free him from the darkness. I'm old, Valfine, older than you think. I come from a race known as the Nethrisi. A people of great wonder. I had hoped to see this world changed, but So here's the thing, Valfine. You've heard of the Nethrisi.
Yeah.
This is a race of people who lived 10,000 years ago. He says, when I came back, I thought that maybe there would be change, but there wasn't. I saw a man crippled. We used to raise mountains from the ground. We had such power. I didn't want to know what happened to us when I came back, but when I saw us scattered to the wind like stones, seeds on stone, given no place to grow, dying, I knew I had to do something about it. And that is when he came to me, gave me this opportunity, showed me as he pulls back very discreetly, his sleeve to see the scar on his left arm. Showed me the keys to opening his cage. I'm sure you have heard of the words of the name Thari's Doom. You've heard the way it has been dragged through the mud of the centuries. History is written by the victors, Valfine. And it's been written well. There are only a few who can house these keys. They must be individuals of great will. The power within you and me is immense. We hold inside us princes of the elements, entities of power unknown. If anything were to happen to either of us, only chaos could ensue. Our efforts are delicate. There is a reason I want in the tomb. The earthen key rests within. We only need find a bearer for it. If you can help me, we can save this world. No more death curse. No more anything. We can seal ourselves away, make our world peaceful. Give us a chance. He deflates. Feeling of getting so much off his chest at once, he holds back tears. I knew that if the Red Wizards were going to kill you, they had no idea that you were someone that they could use. They had no intent of using the crystals in any other way than for power. They used me. Looks down at the scar. But I wanted them to. I wanted you to get away, so that I may take the blow. I used them until I didn't need them anymore. And now you've come to me. Destiny, it would seem. Don't you see? This is what we are meant to do. We can have everything we ever wanted. I know this is a lot. We can talk again later if you wish.
We waited 5 years. Destiny, ancient powers, chained gods. What led you here from heists and covert operations, ramblings of a cultist madman?
Says, I'm not a madman, though you may think me to be one. What I tell you is the greatest truth I know. I was a covert operative, yes, for a time. Fortunately enough, that occupation led me to meet some very astounding people. I'd been searching for a while for someone to be able to house a key, and I found her. In you. I'm not a cultist. I'm not a madman. I'm just someone who wants to see this world grow instead of die.
So you forced your ideals on another person.
You don't have to take my ideals. You just have to know the importance of the position that you're in. You didn't choose this fate, no. I didn't choose mine either. Most of us don't get to. We can only react to the choices given to us. How will you react? An opportunity to save this world from everything that plagues it. Or is your heart too filled with vengeance? If you wish to kill me now, I will not stop you. I deserve it. But know that if you do, you doom this world. If you think you can make that decision, I will let you do it.
Insight check.
Make it. Go ahead and roll. Let's roll that insight.
I believe in you, Valfine.
15. The words that are coming out of a man that you've known for a long time, a man that you once professed to love, are true. He believes them to be true. He believes these to be true more than any that you can imagine that you've ever heard him say. The conviction in his voice is spoken with an age, a amount of pain that comes from behind it. You believe him when he says he has lost everything and will do everything he can to save this world. There is no malice in his heart as he speaks. There is only a great drive, a concern that his goals seem to reflect.
So is that all I am to you? A vessel. For something far greater.
There are many things far greater than us, Valfine. My love for you is strong, but it would be selfish of me to put it first. There's so many others out there who love, who have the potential to love, who could live. My life is worthless in comparison to that. But if I'm going to make something of it, I will do everything in my power to see this world saved. I've never loved anyone as I've loved you. If that's what you're asking.
How can you be so selfish and selfless at the same time? It doesn't make any sense.
So he says, I'm so sorry, Valfine.
Are you?
Looks at you and he says, I wish none of this would have happened. This world, what the gods made, all could have been prevented. I am sorry.
So you wish to thrust a third Prince of Power, and yet another unwilling person.
It must be unwilling. It always must be unwilling.
And who do you plan to target with this then?
I don't know. I hate making that decision. I have no idea who will be in our presence when the crystal is wrested from wherever it lie below this city. But whoever it is must not be willing. If they are, the crystal will corrupt them. I wasn't and you weren't. This is the process.
Who did it to you?
Archwizard of Lantan. I didn't want him to. I had plans for others to take that place, knowing its ritual, but now I believe I appreciate it. I honestly thought I would be dead by now, someone else to take up my task. But here I am. I honestly thought you would.
You of all people know how much I hate destiny. Prearranged outcomes.
Know that I, too, feel this way, but you must know that that has been our lives. The gods have prearranged everything for us. Our actions, if you were to help me, would break that circle. Tharizdun can kill the gods. He can seal away this world, protect us from whatever retribution may happen.
What does Valfie know about Tharizdun?
Tharizdun, you rolled on this before. You know that Tharizdun has been illustrated as a very dark entity, one of the darkest, a creature sealed away in the thralls of the Dawn War, as he apparently sided with the primordials, the creators of the creators of the Earth, as it would be. Though that's still up to debate whether the primordials created the Earth or Saloon and Shar, the creator gods, created the Earth. That is still up to debate with many people. Most people lean on the side of the gods versus the primordials, but Tharizdun sided with the primordials during the Dawn War and was punished for it. He was sealed away, definitely painted as one of the greatest evils to walk the land, as he apparently only wished to manipulate the primordials into doing his dark will. His goal of his cultists is very commonly to end the world, just to see everything gone. Not quite unlike Dendar, but Dendar only wishes to see the world plunge into darkness. Tharizdun wishes to erase the world, or everything else. At least that is the doctrine that is taught in the chapels of Lathander, which is where most of the information comes from.
Have you spoken with him?
No. He does not have a voice. Just
How do you know?
as a presence. A power that goes beyond language. I feel his will.
This isn't you.
Looks, he says, unfortunately, Valfin, you don't know me. You know a part of me. I've lived a life before this. A few lives. No, this is as me as it gets.
You're right. Because I don't.
Looks and he says, that doesn't make my feelings towards you any different. Says, I'm willing to tell you more. Perhaps at another time. For now, you should think on what I've told you. He cuts off the message. Just sort of looks at you. Definitely a look of sorrow, regret. A lot of things he's had to do to get here. And it's, Victor's a broken man who's had to put himself together quite a few times. And you maybe see him in a little bit of a new light in this moment.
Just kind of look over her shoulder at him. Kind of not able to keep eye contact.
Okay.
And look out at the rain.
And the rain goes into the night as our party rests. The final watches of the evening concluded, and a new day before you as the sun crests above the sky. Alright. It is a new day, friends. As each of you awakens, partakes in a meal, I imagine. Valfine holding the last sort of line of defense as the rest of you awaken. Victor, at this point, I think, wasn't in the very, very last shift. Is waking up as well. The day is yours.
Before we continue,
Yes.
just want to specify Valfine didn't sleep.
Okay. No sleep for
So,
Valfine, so don't
no
refresh anything from a long rest. You can need a short rest if you need it. So it is a new day. Artis looking a little antsy He's gonna be just sort of gathering his things with dragon bait. Says, "All right, new day. You got a red wizard problem. Do you need my help with it?" What weapons did you guys give Artis? What has Artis been given? I need to know for his character sheet.
Didn't War just have like leftovers?
What'd you have War for him? What did he?
So I gave Dragonbait the sword from what's but.
Yeah, I got that on him. I just don't know what Artis has.
Oh, I gave him a pair of Mert daggers.
Ah, you gave him a dagger. Okay, perfect. Dagger.
Like, I think it was like spears and stuff that I could give him, or javelins, or the giant ash-infused greatsword.
I'll probably take the dagger since that was his previous weapon. I don't know. Artis isn't really
Close
a big
enough.
sword guy.
Yeah.
What is Brolin up to? We haven't heard from our man Dustin.
Yeah. Just to ease my conscience, Brolin didn't hear that conversation they had, right?
No, that
No,
was
it's done
all
in
in.
message.
It was done in message.
Okay, so
Brolin doesn't need anything else to worry about right now.
So to Brolin right now, this guy isn't
Enough weighs heavy
Val-
on his mind.
Isn't, isn't Valfien's love interest and trying to save the world? He's just a shitty red wizard.
He's not a red wizard. You just know he's a mage who works for the red wizard.
He
That's
works for the red wizard. That's good enough for me.
all. Brolin's contemplating like, all right, just gotta get an arm. This shouldn't be hard.
Brolin,
God.
so I don't feel Brolin slept more like Brolin blacked out from fear. Brolin doesn't look good. Brolin looks terrible. He's got bags under his eyes.
Oof. Okay. Yeah, Brolin is looking haggard. Absolutely. Freesha, do you just look refreshed in the morning? What do you look like? Artist is
Oh yeah,
packing
Frisha is
stuff.
chipper.
Frisha's
all good.
Yeah,
She's all good.
She's all good.
She's walking away from all this baggage. That's all that's happening.
Yeah. Are you
She's
clinging?
just leaving it at the terminal, not even claiming it on the way out.
Are you
no
clinging,
tickets.
clinging to Artis's side?
Yeah.
Uh,
And trying to figure out dragon bait more.
Dragonbait is very so. Dragonbait is definitely wary of Brolin. I think that's something to note. You get his smells and stuff, and at this point, after spending some time in conversation and talking with Artis, since I don't know if you guys have it, I will repost. I will repost your Dragonbait how to understand Dragonbait list
I
here.
definitely gonna need that.
All
Dragonbait
right.
looks like that's bad. That sucks. Dragonbait's gonna kill me.
There you go.
I definitely did
Roses.
have that. That is why I.
Oh, I don't get
all
it.
baked bread.
No, I put it in everybody. I mean, if you're interacting with Dragonbait, you'll get
Oh,
the gist.
brimstone, confusion, roses,
smoke.
sadness,
Tar.
baked bread, and
Ham.
no, baked
bread and ham.
No, no.
Oh yeah, Dragonbait's very, very wary of Brolin this morning. What of War? How does War look?
Surprisingly refreshed.
Yeah, he's feeling.
I was gonna say, none of us can sleep.
Half the party doing good.
That party's doing terrible. Just Brolin is.
Oh my god.
Hey.
It's all good.
He said the left arm, right?
Yep.
So Brolin eats some breakfast, and occasionally he'll sit right next to the guy. He'll sit right next to him.
He doesn't pay any mind to it. It's fine.
Are you measuring his arm?
He's taking out like a little thing.
He's like that thing in Looney Tunes. What was that whole sketch where he was like, the cat and the dog or whatever it was?
He accidentally bumps his elbow. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm left-handed. Who knows?
He says, no problem. So, as your friend Artis, was it? Says, Artis, yeah. don't believe we formally introduced Artis. Victor, good to meet you. Newer companion to your friends. You are older, obviously. Anyway, as your friend, my new acquaintance, Artis, stated, the plan for the Red Wizards.
Notice what he... Do I notice what hand he's eating with?
Right hand.
Oh, thank God.
You're like, is this guy gonna be able to function? I just want to make sure he's gonna be okay. He'll look and he says, I believe it was discussed before that a simple infiltration, an attack from within, will be best. I would concur, though your friends here probably don't fit into the plan. Anyone new will put Zagmir on edge, so I believe we are a little limited with that. They could wait, of course, but it does sound as though you are leaving soon. Artis says, yeah. Unless you guys need any help, I could maybe help with one last thing, but I mean, we're not exactly as well equipped as we were before, but I mean, backup, maybe backup.
Yeah, maybe all right-handed individuals should go into the battlefield first.
So he just says, what does that have to do with your odd?
Easier to use weapons. I mean, you're right-handed, right?
Yes. We are still talking about the Red Wizards,
sorry.
right? All right.
Yeah, we are. Sorry.
Yeah. Victor wants a game plan, basically, and Artis and Dragonbait want to know if they're staying or going.
Game plan. Shit.
It
Fuck.
sounded like they were super, like, Artis super wanted to go yesterday.
Yeah, he did, and he really does want to go, and he's probably willing just because of the relationship you guys have had, and he feels kind of bad tearing Freesia away. Doing one last thing, he can definitely do that, but after that he's got to go. And he's very adamant about how ill-equipped he and Dragonbait are. Well, him. Dragonbait. That's you didn't give them any armor, right?
I don't think we had any.
Okay, good.
No, not even to spare,
make sure
really.
their base armor is good.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the chance to sort of iron out to me what the game plan is for the party. If you guys are just going to go into Zagmira's sort of into the bee's nest and poke it, or if there is another plan that you guys want to go through with, or something else you want to do before then.
So I think the plans we had were ambush.
Oh, ambush a troop of them.
The patrol that left, yeah.
And Victor did say the only setback is you have to act quickly, because if you ambush, short rest kind of situation, they're gonna find out later if a troop doesn't come back within an hour, and that'll put them on edge.
Or let them lead us into their ambush and be prepared for it was another idea, but that was a bad idea.
Yeah.
There was have an ambush prepared for their ambush.
What?
So set up our own ambush
set up Artis
to
and
ambush their ambush.
Yeah, set up Artis and Dragonbait. Yeah. Victor exposed to you that their plan was to take you to the door and to kill you there. That they know the terrain quite well. They've sort of studied it, and that was their plan. Yeah, you could just go right in, kill them in their own hideout. You could let them draw out their ambush, do an ambush with an ambush. You could ambush one of their patrols, weaken the fort, and then attack the fort. It's up to you guys. You do have that in right now, where because Victor's betrayal hasn't been betrayed or hasn't been revealed yet, you can easily get inside, pretty much right up to Zagmir, as you have in the past. You've also been informed that Zagmira has a sending stone that goes to a lich.
Oh, that's fucking right. Forgot about that.
Her danger level has increased.
Right. So, I think we really want to kill Zagmira first.
Yeah. Cut the head off the snake.
Yeah. Victor would be very adamant about the opportunity he could give you guys getting that close and just slitting her throat. Surprise.
Yeah. And we could also say some of us died on the way in, and if Valfine wanted to stealth in,
It's
And
true. The only problem with that that I had to remember was the only way in. There was maybe some holes in the ceiling, which are very difficult. But the actual only entryway that isn't completely boarded up has a magical seal that will come back down.
They've got some kind of fortification anyway, magical.
Yeah, in the one opening.
Yeah, and we asked about underneath, and that was really the only way, is if you dug up through the earth to underneath it. Yeah, so
right.
Also an option.
It sounds like Victor is going to be our best way in.
He will definitely promote that idea, but you guys, he's cool. He's cool, fine to do whatever you guys want. It's just the opportunity, and Victor is an opportunist.
Yep.
No kidding.
It's one of those, like, I don't know. We could get up into that room. We know there are wards that the other people will hear it too.
They've got the room bugged or
the
something.
The room
somehow.
is not. They can hear through the mages can hear through the barrier. Other people can't.
Yeah. So we could go to that room, kill Zagmira, and just fight our way out. It would be one way.
You are +1 Victor.
That's true. We don't know his power quite yet, so.
Well, he knows
he's got
a couple of circle spells, so
yeah, he knows one. I mean, if he said he couldn't anymore with the. You guys haven't really talked to him about that, but you said he was unable to. Like the Red Wizards, a rumor around the camp was that Victor was their supply line back to Thay, but his 7th circle was having trouble, which Zagmira is very frustrated about.
So he's no longer a wizard; he's a warlock. Is what we're saying.
We don't know.
That's still good enough.
I mean, here Eldritch Blast is pretty strong. So,
yeah.
Oh my God!
You guys are here to make the decision. You tell me what happens next, and I'll set the scene.
Probably the fight our way out method is going to be the least bloody somehow.
It's the least complicated.
It's the least complicated.
Just go in.
Ways
come out.
Aren't. God, it just there's like they've got it so locked down.
We either have to draw them out or we have to go in.
Yeah. Do we know how many abouts are in the camp, including the patrols and stuff?
There are patrol-wise. Make an intelligence check for me, Valfin. See if you've been keeping an eye on that since you guys did.
Doesn't Victor know?
Okay.
Oh, Victor knows. Yeah, forget that.
I was gonna say like my dude.
2, 3. In total, their garrison holds 4 red wizards. They have 8 slaves, and they have Thane slaves, and then they have Zagmira's host of 5 zombies loyal to her.
Okay, so we determined also that the slaves will fight for. They're enchanted somehow. So
they're not that they're enchanted. They're unfortunately the cruelties of Thay have bred them to be
they're groomed.
subservient.
They're groomed that way.
It's a terrible, terrible place.
Gotcha.
The only other individual within their ranks is one Judas, who is the sort of caretaker of their goods. He seems pretty normal.
Fine. We don't have to worry about him. His name is literally Judas.
He also isn't Thane.
First name Judas, last name Priest.
He isn't Thane, and also Orvex is there.
Oh, that's right. We didn't want to murder Orvex.
Well, Orvex just has to hide in the corner. That's fine.
Yeah.
So, the odds don't sound terrible.
Oh.
If we were to
As long as
open
Zagmira
fire.
dies
But,
first, which Victor's very adamant about Zagmira dying first. He's not comfortable with the
He
sentence.
hates a bitch, yeah.
We also could, as a plan stake out the place for just a minute.
Mhm.
Watch for a patrol to leave.
Take out the patrol and then come in.
Oh, I was saying take
Or
out the
go in,
group
do our thing,
and let the
then-
control come back.
Oh yeah. That's
yeah.
also good. You can do that too. Absolutely, and weaken the fort a little bit.
delay the aggro.
Delay the aggro.
Delaying the aggro is a good plan.
The whole time you guys are sort of planning, is Brolin just like every once in a while his eyes just go right over to Victor's arm?
Kinda, yeah.
So another thing that's bearing down on you for sure, Brolin, and I'm sorry to have to torture you in this scenario. I don't take any pleasure in this, I promise. The sun is bearing down. You see as it is beginning to reach that, like, it's morning, it's going to get to the center of the sky, and all you can think of in your heart, you feel that sun's gonna go up and it's gonna come down.
Oh my god, no.
By the time it comes down,
Gotta have that arm.
gotta have that arm.
I need that guy's leg.
How,
I
how,
didn't need it, I just thought it was hilarious.
did we just see an overall anxiety of Brolin?
Kind of like,
Which is
Oh, wait.
fitting. We're about to fight a bunch of red wizards.
That's true.
yeah. He's. Can you guys hear me?
I can now.
Yeah, we can now.
Oh,
We
I
missed
was,
the first words.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, yeah. Brolin looks a little sweaty. He looks like he's sick. Doesn't look too good.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can definitely.
Oh,
see.
his tattoos are definitely not bright green right now.
No,
They're
they're dull.
they're almost getting dark green.
Dark green. Actually, I like that. Dark green is good.
Man, what's up with all the dark and fire motifs going around? God damn it.
It's a great
There are
rest.
extra sparkles around Frisha.
So, you guys want to travel over to, let me just, you want to travel over to their camp, hide, wait for a group to come out, and then go in.
Yeah.
Show
We talked to Victor before to find out like the timing of everything, right?
Yeah, he would say that every hour on the hour, at least one group leaves to
Okay.
go searching, but it's only ever about one at a time because Zegmir never wants to weaken the garrison beyond that. Groups consist of a single red wizard and usually two to four, or like 1 to 4 slave companions.
Yeah, it's an hour, short rest. I go take a dump, come back.
Yeah. So we see our party leaving the terrace, making their way across Omu. I would like a stealth check from the group.
Oh boy.
I will use my
Um,
inspiration.
Artis is with you, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
As long as Artis is cool with that.
Yep, I'm just gonna roll some stealths.
I need
All right,
that
I guess-
inspiration though.
I guess Brolin, is a master of stealth now.
Hey, yeah, nice.
Stealthily looking at that arm.
Hey.
Oh my god.
Hey, War.
Yeah.
I'm not doing so good.
You seem pretty pale today.
Yeah. Can we have a talk? Can I talk to you?
Sure.
Rowan is wimping out about red wizards.
Perfect. Yeah.
Well,
Pull War to the side as you guys begin to leave camp.
I go, something really bad happened to me last night.
When? What happened?
So the bowl, you know how me and Alexandria were getting into that fight about me not being the real me, and then, I decided to go and look at my bowl and see if I could contact my master again.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I
I
didn't look at it, but okay.
I didn't find my master, War.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah,
guess.
you keep going. That's me being cheeky.
Yeah, no, that's the inner Brolin's
Yeah,
voice.
that's the inner voice.
You absolutely met your master. Uh, um, you know that skeleton thing that you described to me in the in the when you went to that temple,
Yeah.
the crown and the the face and the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I met him.
He's haunted our dreams a few times.
No, he talked to me directly.
Okay, what did he say?
Well, his first
Damage report.
his first request was to give him my eyes. And then you know, he told me in so many words that if something really bad is going to happen to me, if I don't give him Victor's left arm.
I have so many questions.
Just a sec. Brolin throws up over.
Yeah,
Wow.
audible for everybody in the party for sure.
Well,
So-
no. I rolled I rolled a critical stealth check, so that means I go.
Sure, that's fine.
Oh, does he like swallow it?
Yeah, he's got
No, no. Brolin just
into the bowl.
into the bowl.
That's not gonna help your feud with your master.
Anyway, yeah, I've been thinking up about it all night. So I have till sundown.
You're on a timer.
Yeah, I am.
What kind of bad things are happening?
He didn't say, but he had that face where he said, if I don't bring it back, if I don't get it, there will be consequences. And those eyes got really tiny.
What? Why does he think you're gonna do things for him? And how does he intend to enact these consequences?
I don't know.
Should we protect you from them?
It's something to do with those sisters.
Why does he want an arm?
I don't know. But I feel something's inside me, War. I feel like he had a string, he had this beard, but it wasn't a beard, it was just this hair that was on his chin. And it was one of those strings was attached to me, and it pulled something onto me. And I think I don't feel like I'm alone anymore.
I don't know how to do anything about this.
Yeah, I'm afraid, War.
Oh my god.
I've been trying to pester Alexandria all day about it. She won't talk to me.
That is really quite fitting,
That
actually.
is so fitting.
Oh
That
my
is so
God.
fitting.
Oh no. Oh my god.
And you know, I'm really afraid, War. I've never been this afraid, ever. And if
Whoa.
I feel like if I don't give him this arm, he's gonna kill me. But for real this time.
Don't know how to protect you from this.
I could just ask Victor if I could have his left arm. Just no big deal. I
Yeah.
can heal it.
Make an Arcana check, War.
Arcana?
Oh no!
I am not trained in that.
Mm-hmm.
He knows very
Like, War might not have been the
Oh,
best
those
choice.
fan inspiration.
He already. Nobody said to use it. Yeah, War, you do not know how to help Brolin with this situation. How much do you trust Brolin?
little. 'Cause,
How much do you trust Brolin?
I don't know.
How much do you trust Brolin? 'Cause, you know, Brolin, I mean, we don't have to know that, but I will say in a situation where you trust Brolin, if you trust him, his words ring true. If you have any hesitation, you're probably not sure if he's sane right now. Like, it's up to you. Like, this
Or
is...
I'll trust Brolin enough that I think he'd believe him in this scenario.
Mhm.
But he doesn't know what to do about it other than ask other people to do something about it. And
I've tried. Felicia is busy with her dad. The artist doesn't want to talk to me for 5. He keeps taking pisses and he keeps getting really awkward about it. Alexandria hates me and won't talk to me. Felicia just keeps looking really angry at Victor. But sometimes I see him like.
You mean Valfin?
Sometimes I see Valfine look at Victor and I'm like, is she checking him out? Is she trying to kill him? Like, I don't know. But she just seems really distracted today. I can't talk to anybody. You're the only one. I don't know what to do. I don't want to hurt him. I don't want to hurt Victor. But I'm real afraid about what's going to happen at sundown, and
This is a quiet conversation, correct?
Yeah, it's a very quiet
It's a very
conversation.
whispered conversation. Stage whispers, it's fine.
I don't know what's gonna happen at sundown, and I don't have that arm. I don't know why he wants the arm or what's special about it, but I know he wants it. And that little pain in my chest keeps every time I look at him. It's like something in my chest vibrates, and I've never felt that.
Totally not the primordial crystal embedded in his arm.
I've never felt that way before. It hurts really, really bad, and every time I look at him, I want to throw up.
I feel like this is something we should talk to Alexandria and Valfine about. They know more about magic and this kind of stuff than I do.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah. She looks super distracted right now. Val. Hey.
We're supposed to attack the Red Wizards in
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Okay.
You want to just take out that rage on them. The frustration of this situation is excellent training for the rage. So
I can
harness
rage.
that.
There's not a lot of anger. There's a lot of fear. I can't turn fear
But
into anger more.
Fear leads to anger, though.
Oh no!
Fed up.
He was Yoda this whole time.
Oh, he's green too. God damn it!
Oh my god.
Fear turns to anger. Anger turns to hate.
Hate leads to suffering.
Oh my god.
This
Yeah.
is the path to the dark side.
I mean, maybe if I asked nicely, he'd give me his arm.
No, that's not going to happen. We need to not tell him that.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I was thinking last night,
See, bad and a bad scenario. Victor dies in this fight, but now there's a plus side if you can just get his arm. So
wow.
we should maybe put a pin in this until after this happens.
So, as we're waiting for this, slowly everyone in the party looks worried except for Frisha.
Oh my god. What the fuck? Oh my god.
Oh man. I just love it. So we're like draping extra darkness on every other character that isn't leaving the party.
All right.
Holy shit.
All right. Valfine.
Yes.
Valfine.
Roland.
Hi.
Yeah, you can.
I've been trying to get hold of you
I'm
all morning. Come here.
I'm
Down
right
in this
here.
bush
You
where
don't-
me and War are hiding.
can-
Come here.
You're hiding.
Come here. You can't. You actually can't see, bro. He's a nat 20.
Once you speak to him, he can see you.
Bro, come here. I'm in this bush
Oh shit.
over here.
Oh man,
Just come here.
Why are we?
I need you to come in the bush.
I'm coming to the bush.
All right, please come in. It's,
By the way, War's just like standing in the bush, I think. It's like, and Brolin's in down. It's like it's the tiny bush.
He's like crouched down as much as he can be,
But he's
still
still very visible.
so Brolin looks terrible. He's got a fever.
Oh,
He's all
shit,
pale.
I should have gotten advantage on my stealth check. Fuck. Anyway, continue.
Yeah. So I'm gonna recap. It's really short and sweet. All right. I tried to contact my master last night. I met a lich, or a monster, or something with a giant crown. He took my eyeballs, and he told me if I don't take Victor's left arm by sundown, there's gonna be consequences.
Did we forget some Taj? What happened? Have you had much to drink already?
No, I'm pretty sober. I haven't drank all since last night.
Valfing, one thing gives some form of credibility to this, but the only level of credibility is up to you. He's mentioning... It's up to you how you want to interpret this. If it's maybe somehow Brolin overheard your conversation with Victor, I would think that's the more likely one, but he's speaking to the left arm, of which you know is an important, especially after your conversation, a very important appendage of Victor.
Well, you can see her eyes get like super wide. And I'm gonna... Can she... Fuck. This is like... I'm feeling like insight check territory, not because it's more of a... It's more of like seeing where Brolin's coming from, like maybe knowing
everything he's explained
thus
know. Far.
Yeah. I don't know if like an insight check is what I'm looking for.
One.
Sort of like, is it referring to us or is it referring to something else?
Make one.
Okay. Oh boy, God.
Brolin, make a persuasion roll. And remember, you guys have inspirations on the table if you want to use those before you roll.
I am using it. You can have it, my friend.
So, Frisha and Artis and Dragonbait are sitting here wondering why everyone is in the bush.
Oh no!
Alright, in this situation, you want the lower number, Valfine, if you're going inspiration. 3. Brolin doesn't seem quite there right now. You see that he's sick, he's got this fever, he's saying these things. They're not exactly locking up and lining up for you to understand very well right now. So it comes through as a lot of panic. When you hear him talk about the arm, I think the first thought comes to your mind is, how does he know any importance of Victor's arm? That's not good.
Yeah.
Like that's frustrating. The other stuff that he's saying, like Brolin's like said this stuff before. He's like worried, but now like it's not to like take away from the integrity of what he's saying, but right now he looks really haggard. Like Dustin, you've described him as like bags under his eyes, looking sick. He's vomited. Like it's hard to sort of take him for his word right now. Maybe later, but in his current state, I think that's all that rings out to you is, how do you know anything about the arm?
Oh, back up for a second.
Okay. I brought him
His
back up.
arm? Why his arm?
I don't know. He just said, I'm gonna take your eyeballs. And he took my eyeballs, and then it was a few minutes of blackness, and then he said, I want you to take that one's arm. And, yeah, if I don't take it before sundown, he said, there will be consequences.
So I want to confirm, you know nothing of why.
No, it's his arm. I mean, I checked, Victor's right-handed. I mean...
Oh my God.
Victor's right-handed. It's not gonna hurt him.
Brolin, just...
Listen, I don't think you understand. If I don't get this, something's gonna... I feel it in my chest every time I look at Victor's arm. Something in my chest vibrates. And it courses through my whole body like it's a pain. And, yeah. I feel it's been getting stronger as the sun's been going up. And I feel is something really bad's gonna happen if I don't get that arm.
Can I like feel his forehead? Does he feel hot?
Yeah.
Like, is there?
Yeah,
He's super
he's not in a
feverish?
good because I believe Dustin did describe that he's feverish.
I like to think if if any person was told like, Ed, you gotta kill this person. You gotta,
yeah,
you gotta
he's,
kill this person. or
dude,
you're
he
gonna
looks
die.
he looks like he's aged 5 years since you saw him last night.
She's gonna like look at War like, what? What is this?
Andre-
Described, the vision that we saw at the temple of... Oh shit, what was his name? It wasn't Gond, that's the other one.
No, that's yeah, it's
it starts
clocking.
with an S.
Clockwork.
It starts with an S.
No, V.
No, it's not V. It's a god of
God of sight.
Oh,
or
yep,
something.
he can see beyond. It's just been so long. I
Yeah.
just have to go.
Whatever that one was, our vision that we paid for at the very beginning of this adventure. He saw that guy.
7. Like I will know what it is momentarily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Temple of Savros.
Savros.
Oh, that's where I got the V.
Yep.
Brolin, now, just think a minute. Were there any chains in your vision?
Chains.
Chains.
There were no chains in my
this-
vision, right?
Was this
Nope,
person
just the
talking
strings.
to you restrained in any way? Were they chained down?
No, he was a giant skull with a big crown that looked like towers, and he had this beard.
He's
just
describing
being-
who you saw, Valfie,
This
in the
beard.
Temple of Savros.
These hairs just
It's a
going
similar
down
description.
to darkness, and one of them was attached to me.
That's not good. That's not good.
And I tried to tell Alexandria, but all she would do is tell me to shut up and go away.
Well, that's unfortunately not out of character. We look at War and what do we carry out this operation like this? I don't know if we can.
Also, make an Arcana check for me, Valfie.
Oh shit. I am proficient. Very good.
Perfect. Very nice. I think you have an insight here, though you're not 100% sure of the details behind it. You know the door. You just don't know what's on the other side. The door is that the way Brolin is describing this curse or whatever, that now he has to obey a command or something of the kind. He's describing a form of arcane power, a very high circle ritual. It's called Gias.
Oh Jesus fuck. Oh god.
It's hard to break those.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. You would know from your Arcana check that
Yep.
if the individual who is suffering from such a curse were to not complete the task put forth to them, that no more than once each day they would begin to die. They would be basically broken apart from the mind out. Yep, these are high level curses.
War.
The real question is Brolin attacking I just forgot his name all of a sudden. Did
Victor.
that Victor, is that a certain death situation?
And a year-old wizard that's been working with Fae for the last couple decades. Gee, I don't know. Maybe it's a dangerous idea. War. We need to tell Victor. We don't have a choice. Roland, when do you need to obey this command by?
By sundown.
Jeez.
By sundown.
not good. This is not good. I don't even think Alexandria can either. And if we walk in there and Roland is like this in front of Zagmira,
That's true.
they may have ways to see or perceive this. This is
I
not,
have the
this-
wrong curse spell as Frisia. I have bestow, not remove.
Oh my god.
I'm one level from greater restoration. Uh, uh, wait, is Victor a wizard? Is he a wizard?
Of sorts, I
Could
suppose.
could he remove it?
We don't know, but we don't exactly have options here.
Right. Right.
Either he will remove it or Zagmira will kill you.
Terrific. Yeah.
Or Victor kills Brolin.
Or Victor retaliates. Yes.
I have a little faith.
That's
I
why I
might,
want to
might
talk to
scratch
you,
him.
Alexandria first.
Well, you can. Alright, yeah. We don't have time now. This is.
Yeah, we have 15 minutes.
My watch is dead. It actually is dead.
Now, what to
15
act
minutes
on
it is.
first?
I.
Oh, we could ask.
I'll stay here, War, for the moment. Go ahead and. Was that all my Arcana check got? Was that he's under that effect?
He's under that effect. You do not know. You know that
I know it's not like detect magic. It's more of like an intuition based.
the situation is interesting because you know who put this upon him. That is why the door is. You do not know what is on the other side of the door, because you know that when you came into contact with whatever ancient creature it was in that vision of Savros, that it held such a power over you that it was entirely alien, and the creature itself alien as well. If this comes from that creature, that door, you don't know what's on the other side. What it means. You know how a Gaius spell operates.
Oh gods. Well, Brolin. Well. All right then.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
You said he had a beard.
That wasn't it wasn't a beard. It was more like on his chin, and it was tall, long individual hairs.
hairs.
It looked like a beard. Yeah, long strands of hair.
Strung down, sort of inside of his neck, coming down, strung very, very tight.
Was there one attached to you?
Yeah, there was one attached to me.
Oh no. Are we able to converse with Alexandria? We are quite literally powerless.
You want to inform. I just want to confirm 100%. You want to inform Alexandria of the Brolin's current condition. I will remind you that Alexandria has, in character, multiple times pointed a finger at Brolin, calling him a monster, saying that he was no longer Brolin, and having a big issue with him. I will not let you know if you inform Alexandria of this, and this would enter your mind or Annie's. She's going to suggest that you kill him.
Yep.
Or banish him from the party.
It's either that or Victor, the target of whatever it is.
No, she likes Victor. She won't. She'll say, get rid of that Brolin. She will 100% do that. That is the character.
We are pretty
you can talk to Victor if you want, or you could push this off till the afternoon. It's up to you.
Can I
They're
stop war?
Huh?
Can I stop war from leaving?
Yeah, I haven't yet. The other thing to
Or
consider
even okay.
is if this thing wants his arm, whatever reason it is, we shouldn't give it to it.
Of course not.
I mean, hey, he's just a red wizard. The guy who works for red wizards. I mean,
You're going to question a being that has this sort of power over you.
I don't think I care about Victor in this. It's more the not giving our enemy what they want.
that's true, but I don't
At this
want to
point, the rest
die.
of the party is probably like, "Hey, you guys catching up? Wait, where are you? We're gonna go."
You really think Victor would say anything?
We don't have a choice. It's pretty clear.
If he's a
This
powerful
is-
enough spellcaster, he might know a way to break it.
That's my hope. That's
If
all hope at this point.
if not, you guys should just leave me.
What good would that do?
Stay.
And let you be turned inside out by some demonic whatever this is. You wouldn't do that to any of us. Why would we let you? Why would we let you to that?
Little tear goes down Brolin's here. Well, Alexandria would probably kill me.
Oh my god.
Thanks.
Does Victor still have the Sending Stone?
He does.
That
Yeah.
we.
Yeah, he does. He's probably about 30 feet away from you guys.
Okay. Shit. God, I don't want to fucking do it. I don't want to fucking do it. I really don't. But you know. So she's gonna look at War and give him a nod and leave the bush and start walking toward Victor.
There you are. We've been waiting. We have quite a deed to do.
We have a problem
What?
that only I think you can handle. Unfortunately, it needs to be done quickly.
Yes. What is it? We do need to move quickly. What
Do you-
problem?
Are you able to dispel any higher circles of magic of any kind?
I can dispel magic, yes. I have that capability. Matters
About
on the level
curses?
of it. Curses, not so much. I'm more leaning towards that of the clerical nature. Mine is more the arcane.
I believe we are compromised to some degree. Not by the Red Wizards.
Who?
Someone bigger, much bigger. You... We need you to come take a look at something. And, she's gonna... Can she, like, whisper to him
Yeah.
the results of the Arcana check? I
Yeah,
guess
yeah.
as far as, like, kind of what she gleaned
Yeah.
from what Brolin was saying.
Absolutely. You can. And his eyes widen. Show me.
Come. And quick shuffle.
Haven't given him the details of, like, he's in danger yet, right? Holding that.
War is prepping at any point to grab Brolin if he tries to go for him.
But I love that. Perfect. You haven't informed Victor of the danger that this Kia spell has against him.
Oh no,
yet,
he
right?
fucking left out 5 years of my life, so I
Yeah,
think it's
so
all right
he's
that
fine.
he can
Yeah,
he can
he can
suffer
wait.
for about 2 minutes
He can wait.
with some sort of
Yeah.
distrust, betrayal,
Absolutely.
motherfucker.
Yeah, he
Peanut butter?
he
Okay.
moves over. sees and he says,
Oh, Victor's arm. Oh, I mean, Victor.
he looks and he
Victor.
says,
Oh.
says, who is the compromised individual? Which of you have gotten themselves cursed? And by whom?
Brolin's just like maddeningly eyeing that arm. Me. Me.
Looks,
Yep.
he says, the dwarf. Brolin. Yes. Looks, he says, you have been acting strange the last couple of days. You're under the effects of a gear circle.
I don't know what that is, but well,
It's very powerful magic. I'm curious what you have been messing around with. And he says, a gear circle is a very strong form of magic, one used to command another individual to do something against their will. So, I ask again, who and what is the command? Who gave it to you, and what is it?
his name is its name is Serac. He gave me it's a funny story, really. See, I looked into my magic bowl, and he was there, and he took my eyeballs.
I don't care about the details.
Well,
Who?
it kind of involves you.
Me.
Yeah, he wants me for some reason to take your arm. Really bad.
My left
Your
arm.
left one. Yeah, the left one.
Immediately,
That's why I
Velthy just
asked.
kind of looks like
That's why I asked if you were
horrified.
right-handed.
Yeah.
That's the reason I asked you if you were right-handed.
He gets
or
closer
left-handed.
to you.
And so
immediately.
that way,
He closes
look-
the
he-
gap between you and him.
Brolin is perked. Brolin is perked up by this. He goes, "That's why I said, okay, well, if he's not left-handed,
He
that
puts
means he's
his
not
right
crippled."
arm on your head and pulls your head back a little bit and like opens your eyes and looks into them. Like he stares right into your eyes, and you've never had anybody really look into your eyes this deeply before. But and he's just right up in you. Got the manhandle like right on her. He's just like he's looking right into your eyes, and you feel as though he's definitely looking past them. But it is a very uncomfortable, like just right here staring at you. The I'm gonna have him make a quick roll.
Gonna get a great power word kill.
Power kill. Goodbye.
To dust.
Oh my god.
While all of this is happening,
That power word kill, but you
one
don't
of
have
the rest of the
remove
party is
Very
probably,
nice.
which consists of me, Artist, Dragonbait, and Alexandria,
Mhm.
are wondering where the hell everyone keeps going.
Yeah, disappearing. I was saying, like, maybe we should just go. Maybe this is the perfect time just to get going. It's like,
Oh my god.
and yeah, he looks in and he just says, it's a gay spirit, right? Powerful. And he kind of like, he looks back, pats your shoulders a little bit. You are strong, no? You look hearty, though sick, I'm sure, with fear. Have you ever had something like this done to you before?
No, never, never, no.
It's none of my
Nope.
business to ask why you are messing around with creatures that give themselves complicated names. That is never a good idea. And, let's just say, but it is not my place to infringe on the details, though it is my place to advise you, since I am apparently the target of your patron's desire. On my arm, at least. Let's just say I have many enemies. Many people who would like to see me hurt. I think that is enough explanation for you. But you are hearty. He looks at you, sort of grabs your shoulders. When are you supposed to complete this? Were you given any parameters?
Yeah, by sundown. Yep.
Looks and he says, you could survive probably a few days. Perhaps this is something you need to live with for now. Deny the curse. Deny it tonight. Let us see what happens. It shouldn't kill you. In fact, I can almost guarantee it won't. Someone else will have to look into this to rid you of it. But for now, my friend, if you consider me an ally, I believe you do, you will bear this curse Yes,
I mean, I could. Yep, I could do that.
you will.
But I I know a guy at Port Nine Star who regrows limbs. I just need this one iteration of your arm.
I very much need my arm, Brulin, just as much as you need yours.
I'll tell you what. You let me cut off your arm, you can cut off mine. It doesn't even. I don't even care which
Calm
one.
yourself down.
It
The
can be
spell
either
will
one.
only be capable of doing so much to you. It was cast upon you in a whim. I don't know what you did, but whatever you did, this individual, Acererak, put this upon you in a blink moment. It is a 5th level circle. Nothing stronger. It will hurt you some when you deny it. I'm sure you can restore what is lost. You are of the druidic nature, you've told me. Bear the brunt of this for a few days, until perhaps we have more resources to work with. That is my advice.
What kind of thing would we need to get rid of it?
You would need a cleric, able to cast circles unknown to me, unfortunately. That of the divine nature. There is a host of spells that can work. Restorations, cures, cast removals.
Wait, Dragonbait's a paladin. Maybe Dragonbait has a spell.
Um,
I don't think he's a paladin.
Roland might think so.
Yeah.
He did
Don't
wield a
paladins
holy
get-
sword.
Don't paladins get remove curse?
Yeah, paladins do.
Eventually, it's a 3rd level spell.
Yeah, paladins definitely do get curse removal spells.
Dragonbait's pretty powerful.
Now, it's not very reassuring to know that there are apparently eyes looking through you that know to target me. I'm very uncomfortable with that. Something we can discuss after the wizards are dealt with. Yes? Having eyes where we don't want them is a very, very big weakness. Let us just hope that whoever gave this to you doesn't work for the wizards.
Oh, I don't think he works for those wizards.
Better hope not, or else we're going to be losing more than my arm tonight. Today, this morning.
If it helps, the Acererak he mentioned was also the name that Ross and C called when he died. So I don't think it's the Red Wizards.
It just says Russ and C. Someone Russ and C was working with. Perhaps that
So
is
it's a
the
little
connection.
above her pay grade.
She thinks for a moment. Perhaps that is the connection then. Maybe Ross and C pulled in a favor. Not sure how he knows me. It is no matter. I have told you the truth of the situation. Bear the curse for a few days. We'll try to address it later. We will address earlier your affiliations with this Acererak and what that means to our party's security. For now, we have a mission to do, one that we need to get done swiftly. We're burning daylight. Come, dwarf, and know that your will is still your own. Wield it wisely.
Hear that, Brolin? You're fine. For now.
Yeah. Yeah, I get. Sure.
So, we see a scene of our party waiting out for the sort of the search squad. Your stealth check's pretty decent. You see someone roll 1d4 for me really quick. You see a red wizard and a certain amount
Gotcha.
of his indentured servants. Let's see what it is. 3, and you see 3, so 3 will be absent. They see the portal go down. They exit, and then the portal, it's like a 10-minute timer thing. Portal starts coming up as Phasma begins to reseal. Do you guys get to them before or after? By the way, the red wizard who left was Drax, the one who you guys met the first time and wanted to kill you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we should probably wait until they're like halfway through their thing, so they're at like the furthest point
Perfect.
away from us.
Yeah, you wait
Before we
out.
cause large explosions.
Yeah, that.
You wait out a few. You wait out 10, 20 minutes. Wait until they're maybe half hours past the better part of their journey, so they're a good distance away before you approach Phasma's shield. And as you approach, Victor takes a step forward. The situation says, "We have returned with good news for Zagmir." Phasma, like. And you can't see her, but she says, I just cast this. She just looks frustrated. She says, "Finally have you back. Good to have you back, Victor. Zagmir has been wanting to talk to you. Word from higher up. Big stuff. You're going to have to hear about it." I'll just say, so we have heard back from Saz Tom, yes? A little bit of an update. Yeah, so you should probably go in and talk to her. You've been gone almost 2 days now. He says, "Excellent. I cannot wait to get this settled and reveal good news on both ends." She says, "Whatever, get in here." And your party ushers in. I'll show you the map of the situation. As you enter in. Oh yeah, these two boys are not here. Let's get rid of these boys. It is just the individuals here, including Alexandria. You are ushered in past Judas, past the thugs, past Yamuk, past Phasma in her portal, past the zombie horde sort of caged in the corner, and into Zagmira's office. As you enter, the old crone looks up and says, Victor, you have returned. There's much we have to talk about. And he'll say, "Yes, much." And that is where we will end our session.
Which is good because Alexandria will be back for the next session, and we kind of need that.
That's very true. Perfect. Very perfect. Thank you. Oop, I almost fell. Thank you to those who joined me this evening, my wonderful cast, for role-playing the hell out of this session tonight. Thank you guys for kicking butt. This was a blast. Sorry that we couldn't have Alexandria here, but she will hopefully be back with us next week for our second game in July, which we will be playing, as long as we have 3 players. So hopefully we'll get a full crew for that one. Thank you to those who joined us over on Twitch. Appreciate you stopping by. Anybody, you'll look all the way up at the top. There's a disclaimer that says we don't interact with chat. At least I don't. Party's allowed to if they want. We're mostly just engrossing in the roleplay, but we appreciate your presence. And if you're watching this over on YouTube, thank you for stopping by and checking out our D&D game, friend. We play again on Mondays, 7:30. So next Monday around 7:30 p.m. we should be doing some good old Tomb of Annihilation, just progressing further forward. You guys are getting far. Very cool. Real far. So that is everything, friends. Have an excellent night, and we will see you next week. Take care. Bye. Bye.